Well, folks, we'll give you a little perspective of the building I'm going to tour that the city ended up owning and has for sale now. I'll show you the big parking lot it has here, and the door there is what I'm going into. You can see there's a tin roof on part of it that we're looking at, and a sloped shingled roof on the brick area. That's just a front to put a sign on. So make sure you listen to my tour. It's an interesting building at a real reasonable price. Good morning, Alexandria. I'm Alan Repke, Inform TV, Box 333, Alexandria, Minnesota. I cover most of the work sessions at City Hall, and they talked about this building that the city financed, and then the buyer bellied up, I suppose would be the best term for it. And so the city ended up with owning this building. And while I'm talking a little bit, I'll give you a little bit of idea of where we're at. I'm going to have to turn my lens again, of course. We look out at Jutner Motors, the Ford, Chrysler, Jeep dealer.
Is there a way to hire a firm, or maybe what does this, to look at that and come back with us, but don't ask us what we want to, what we're thinking of? Want a fresh eyesight on it, immaterial of us, to say, they look the community over and we see this could happen, we see this, and then come back to us with all those. But is that too big a something to throw on somebody without having some options? I mean, I'm sure that people could see things that we don't see, and that's what I'd like to see from it.
So it's all, real estate is always just about pricing. You just got to find the right pricing that will attract the tenant or the buyer. And office space in this town, Scott, $10 to $15 a square foot. I mean, nicer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty conservative.
That's very cheap.
Yep. That building.
Carl, if this is a viable option at the ALP campus, is it a viable option at 2020 Fillmore?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, we have had no rumblings of anything since the building price.
What are we down to, 249?
249.
So for any seller, if the market isn't responding, you only have three options: either drop price, add value, or wait. Those are three options that any seller has. So at some point, as sellers of Fillmore, we've been dropping price. We can continue on that path to keep dropping price until it sells. Depends on motivation.
We haven't tried to lease it,
We haven't tried to lease it.
so
Yep.
in that one, I would think you'd have more opportunity. possibly
There's
in that one.
opportunity everywhere. It just comes down to what the market will bear. Is it $10? Is it $8? Is it $12 a square foot? It just depends.
Right.
The market will set that, but we got to put it out there to see how the market responds. So on Fillmore, as a seller, we'd have to determine if we're not motivated enough to do another price drop. Then the wait option is holding it and doing something with it while you hold it, which would be releasing it out.
I would say that would probably be our next.
Wouldn't
Lease
some,
it out.
even though you have it on the market, someone's interested, wouldn't they come to us and ask if we're interested in leasing it?
Not
Not necessarily.
Not if they don't know what's an option even. Probably have to have something more of like for sale or lease, right? Like advertising of it.
And then there's that add value option, which in that case, the seller might say, well, let's go in there and get all that garbage out of there that makes it not very attractive to people going through there, because it's work that they would have to do. Then you build yourself a margin, investing money into cleaning it up. The money that you spend on that, you increase the value of the interest. on the
Or at
property.
one point, do you put it on the auction and cut your losses and get rid of it?
Well, that's just a price drop, that's all that is. You go from 249 to 229 or the 209 or whatever the number, at some point, price will sell everything.
Give you a little idea of what needs to be removed, I would presume, for a potential buyer on this. It's listed with a real estate firm, but the realtor said he wants nothing to do with a video on this, and that's his right, of course. But I'll give you a little idea of some of the depth, hopefully. If I go in this office, and it's got some weird walls here, and just give you a little depth. There's a nice big potential office here, right here, and then I'll give you another depth perception is for sale here, and like all properties, everything, older properties have pluses and negatives, but actually when I get in here, for the price, I think they've got it listed right now at $250 or $249.9 or whatever. You know how realtors are. But now I'm going to turn my lens so I can see a little bit, but I'm just going to walk, follow me, my carcass, as they say, through the building here to give you an idea of how deep it is. And I'm looking at a couple of both men's and a women's bathroom way back here, and you can see how far I go. I'll step it off on the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And traditionally, back in the olden days farming, my steps were about 2.5 feet, so you can do the math if it interests you. But now I'm going to just pull my camera off what you as a potential, this has brick in this part of the building. It's been a law office, it's been a printing press, been a restaurant, and whatever. So I'll just give you a little better look. Some of this stuff on the walls, the buyer will probably want pulled off, I presume, but who knows. And then I'm just going to duck over here for you folks to see where they had the serving area when they had served waffles here. They had a great waffle deal, and I tried to tell the lady I'd help her sell waffles, and but she wouldn't give me $100. All I wanted to tell her, if she was involved in art here as well, waffles and an art place, take scrap lumber, big long pallets, and put a waffle out there and paint it up and call yourself art with waffles with art or something. And she wouldn't give me $100, so I never gave her my idea. Yet she had a fancy billboard or two around town that obviously didn't give her any good, so do any good. Seeing little idea here of what I'm looking at. This office here has a way here. It opens into an area here that I am not quite sure what they've got there. It must be permanent, but I'll just give you a little swing here. Definitely, there wouldn't take a lot of work if the potential buyer was constructive, or new our construction firm. This is all ventilation stuff in here. And so now we're out that originally was kind of a warehouse, and you can see that it's all sprinkled, and maybe that's part of the reason the lady that bought this had to pay for that. And as a small restaurant, and in my view not a very good business model, weren't short of restaurants in here, but they have black toilet here. But the bathrooms are very nice if somebody wanted to come in here. And remember, I'm doing this because I recorded the work session. I'm going to try to attach that to this so you have a little background wiring wise. I think it's up to code and snuff. The one thing here about the warehouse portion, there used to be a wide door right here, but then whoever owned it sold for apartments on the west side here. We're here in the rainy morning, at least today, after we just had about 1 3/4 inches of rain. One of the things that is a little detriment, you have to step down here. And I thought, well, being creative, there'd be a way to get a vehicle in here. But the problem you can see is they have this ventilation system and a sprinkling system here that pretty well prevents that. But that doesn't mean there isn't real options here. So we go through here. Carl talked at the work session, which I'll include this, maybe get the junk out of here. There really isn't, in my view, who owned a lot of properties and did a lot of different things with a very talented farming crew and seed business, rail loading and whatever. You can see here's a separate doorway, and there give you an idea if the brick side, and they're contrary to what the front presents. I just thought this portion had a flat roof, but it has a shingled roof, and the part we're in right now would have a steel roof. And obviously, no, I haven't been up there to look at that, but and there's another sink right here. Once again, got all kinds of electrical options, so the buyer's not going to have any worry about that. And so I think this building is a buy at $250,000. I think a real buy at $250,000. Then I'm going to give you the last part of my tour. Alan Repke, Box 333, Alexandria, Minnesota, Inform TV, and one more look this way. But now I had no idea this is here. They put a basement under part of it. So we're going to walk down here to this old man. Now, see, by not having a channel, just think that Marty could easily give me, or the city council, with Spectrum, and then you guys would really know what your government is up to and progressive businesses. You can see here with the sprinkling system down here, this could be used as an office. We're down here. It's been dry for a long time, so I don't know if they have a water problem down here or not. They have a big old hot water heater there, and looks like a Bryant furnace, and or maybe a backup furnace here. You can see this area, it's I can walk. I'm supposed to be 5'9", but as I say, an old man is shrinking. And we'll just give you a look there. Unfortunately, light bulb is burnt out. That's the extensive sprinkling system. I mean, the sprinkling system they have in here would cover quite a building. And like I said, the loan included that lady that I think inherited some money or sold something. Sad deal, you know. Put yourself on the line when you don't really know what you're doing. And so with that, we'll give you one last look, people. But for $250,000, this is a buy, people. In fact, this is in a portion of town right on Fillmore, where the same street the water park is on. I think you could apply and live in part of this. That if you paid the present price, I think they dropped it a little bit from what it was, you could live in this place. I could, you know. And you see, there's not much of a house in Alexandria that doesn't bring $40,000. And so, because right to the south of this property, there's houses. And so you got a busy street. You could have a small office out here, in this portion, and you could live in it. So there's just a lot of options here. I think this is a real buy. When you look also, it's got a big parking lot here. And I'll try to maybe go online and see how many square feet it is, but as they say, the city, the Chamber of Commerce are all been trying to run me out of town for years because they don't like me seeing that people are truly informed. But with this, Alan Repke says, thanks for looking at this vehicle, our video, and make sure you get Marty and ALP to send it around all residents. They got a long list of email addresses, and there's some things on the sewer district I want to show you as well. So I'm just going to put my camera up here. As they say, nobody ever wants to drop a $20 bill or more at Box 333, Alexandria, Minnesota. So I'll just give you one more quick look. Alan Repke, Inform TV, Box 333, Alexandria, Minnesota. And see if Marty will put this on a new channel, activate another channel, because he has the ability to do that. So I could show anybody with cable, and then either selective TV again, give me one of their dots, or another tower I've got spotted. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour. This is a bargain in my view.